Dollar for dollar, pound for pound, you can't go uphill faster for less money. This was the conclusion that led me to building a rim brake Cannondale CAAD13 back in 2022. I'd recently been bit by the roadie bug. I love mountain biking, but was growing tired of the same old trails and didn't quite have the time to go out and explore new trail systems. The growing responsibilities of fatherhood had made time even tighter. It only made sense to take back the 30 minutes spent in the car driving to and from the trails by becoming a roadie. This meant I could start my ride right from my home. I didn't dive right into the CAAD13. This was a slow burn. First experimenting with drop bars on the commuter, then building up some older carbon and newer steel bikes. I started chasing a KOM nearby and became obsessed. I would attack it once a day. It would only take 20 minutes, but it got me hooked. I started looking for fast results. No time for getting stronger. I needed to shed some weight. It was only then that I realized just how much this was going to cost me. At the time, I was riding an all-city Mr. Pink, a Columbus steel frame built up as an all-road bike. It had Gravel King tires and a mullet drivetrain built up with a wolf tooth tan pan to run a huge cassette. It was also weighing in around 25 pounds. Even at a size 61 centimeter frame, that's a bit heavy by hill climb standards. I swapped out my 32 millimeter Gravel King tires and buttle tubes for 28 millimeter Continental GP5000s and latex tubes. I changed out the mountain bike rear derailleur and cassette to 105. I removed all water bottle mounts and mounting hardware for racks. I stopped carrying a saddlebag. Finally, I broke down and bought a new Campagnolo Zonda wheels. $500 later, and I was only down to 22 pounds. However, this appeared to be enough to get me the KOM by 2 seconds. Not bad, but it was too late. I was hooked. I wanted more KOMs. I wanted a lighter, faster bike. I wanted a race bike. By the time I came to this conclusion, the Tour de France was in full swing. I had really wanted to get something as modern as possible, but every bike I looked to purchase was going to cost me $2 to $3 grand and not break 18 pounds. Not to mention, the standard equipment wasn't really any better than the 105 drivetrain I was already running. In some cases, such as the Specialized Tarmac SL6, it came with a Tiagra group set. It was then that I knew a rim brake bike made the most sense. I would swap out all my lightweight components from the All-City and would only have to purchase a frame, some brakes, and a braze-on derailleur. I'm not sure why I ended up buying a new frame. It probably would have made sense to buy a carbon frame that was only a few years old. Maybe if I had the patience, I would have gone down this route, but like I said, the Tour was in full swing and I was getting antsy. Mike's bikes had a frame in smoke black in my size, only 1 or 2 left. The FOMO was hitting hard and I bought it after promising myself I would be able to sell the All-City to recoup some of the expense. The frame arrived on my birthday weekend, but I was in the middle of a marathon remodel of the only bathroom in the house while my wife was out of town. Even still, I managed to carve out some time to build it up while the grout was drying. Onto wheels with Continental GP5000 28mm tires and Vittoria latex tubes. The Salsa Cow Chipper gravel bars with lizard skin bar tape were a holdover from the all-road build. I should mention that I ordered the wrong rear direct mount brake, but decided to run it anyways. I used an inline cable adjuster to compensate. The final build came out to 17.4 pounds. I ended up putting the All-City back together in its original all-road form and selling it for $950, recouping a good chunk of the money spent on the CAAD13. In the end, the bike cost me a handful of used parts and $400. Not bad. This wasn't the end though. After this initial build, I slowly upgraded parts here and there as I found deals. An Ultegra drivetrain, shifters, Cannondale SI-SL2 power meter crankset, Prime carbon bars, Elite carbon wheels, Cane Creek EE brakes, time pedals. I took the CAAD13 in its final form on a 200-mile ride from Seattle to Vancouver, BC last summer. It weighed 15.4 pounds. That's 10 pounds lighter than the All-City Mr. Pink I started riding on. Not bad for a size 58 aluminum frame, a pound and a half shy of the UCI weight limit. In the end, the total money put into it was around $3,000. Find me a disc brake bike, carbon or otherwise, that weighs that little for that much. Dollar for dollar, pound for pound. You can't go uphill faster for less money.